YAJ.
Go on. It's on. It's on.
Welcome to YAJ.
What up, spiritual brothers and sisters, and everybody? Antonio, Veronica, Rose, Bradley. We all in the house tonight. Before I begin, and as always, I love my kids and my grandbabies. I want to let you know that YouTube has changed their policies. We are not kid friendly. I'm just letting that be known now. Starting on all these videos from here on out, we are not and have never been kid friendly. We were never trying to be kid friendly. So I'm just letting everybody know that. Now, my whole thing is we like teaching, we like helping, we like healing. We like trying to do all the things we can do to make sure that all of us have the best way possible, because sometimes medicine is never the way. You know, I understand there are people who are schizophrenic. I understand there are people who are bipolar. I understand people who have mental issues. I understand all that. But in the same token, you can take all these pills and still not go nowhere. So, you know, this is why we do the show every week, because we are all broken people who are trying to heal the best way we can. Tonight, I want to say that, you know, tonight's show is about history. And the reason why I came up with this is
What
because...
What history are we learning tonight?
Really? Here's the history.
Bring it on.
My aunt shared a great picture of my my grandmother, who was probably in her 40s at the time. And, you know, she lived to be 95 and died in 2014. And the reason why I'm bringing up this subject about history is because it goes back to the point of this. Family. Think about your family history. How much do you know about your history? How much do you understand about your history? I mean, I remember family when I went to family reunions and had a great time with all my family members when they came down from Jersey. We all came down. We first cousins had a great time. Now, all the first cousins either were married, divorced, or whatever. They got kids. But it really goes back to family. History brings out the best or worst in people. The thing that I'm trying to allow everyone to understand about history is this, because history can repeat itself, but you also can move forward from history. You also can learn from history. You also can stop making the same mistakes twice, because believe me, I don't date the same way after I got divorced. I don't do things the same way after I got divorced.
No,
Why?
I
learned.
that you go through.
There you go. That's history.
Some people learn from it and some people don't.
Some people just need to stay in the past. That's just the bottom line.
No.
Redating someone that you had bad history with, that's just dumb.
Well, no, now, wait a minute. There are some people that been together, got divorced, and got remarried and actually did pretty good.
I'm talking to the same people you divorced.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some people did. They got married back to the person that they got divorced, got remarried and stuff like that. Sometimes it works back out again. Sometimes it don't.
Yeah. I'm moving forward from now. Life. Look at all the videos we share. The pedophilia has been around since the day all of us has been born, since the dawn of time. But yet, again, we never fixed it. That's part of history. You ain't planning on fixing it. You won't going to fix it. Because if you was going to fix it, there'd be a whole lot of people in jail right now, real pedophiles, starting with the church, there will be a whole lot of people in jail right now. I'm going to leave that alone. Music. Who doesn't love the history of music? 70s,
Squeak.
70s,
Are you
65 over there. Huh?
Are you squeak?
We will not discuss that. The thing about music is what I'm trying to say is look at the history of music. In 1980, it started a great revolution in our generation. Why? Because that's what rap was. Rap was brand new until gangsta rap took over. God bless it.
I'm
But
sorry, when we grew up, our music was good.
very good. And don't get me wrong. I remember when you remember on TV when they said disco sucks and they threw all the disco albums on the ball field. It was a baseball game. Look that up. In 1979, the transition of 1980. I'm just telling you. School. I grew up in the era where most of the people I went to what?
No, keep talking. I got this.
Oh,
I got this.
in kindergarten, I grew up with the same people I graduated with. That's unheard of today. Today, most families are moving from place to place to place to place, and most kids don't have lifelong friends. I have lifelong friends. I don't speak to them, but I got lifelong friends.
I got a lifelong friend. I
Yeah.
got one that I went to school with, and we're still friends and stuff.
Exactly. And the whole thing about all this is because as I start to move down the list, relationships. This is why it's a big part of why I'm talking about history. Because here is the relationship of history. You either love it, leave it, keep it,
Or hate it.
or hate it. And doesn't matter which order you put it in, do it as a pie. Because one thing about history is this. Your children learn from you.
Well, they learn from both of you, both parents.
I can't tell.
And yes, I understand that some of those parents only are one parent, not both.
Right.
But some of them need both to understand things.
Right. Because one thing about relationship that everybody think relationship is all about sex. And it's not.
Somebody says stop talking about them.
Yeah. It's all about sex. Everybody thinks it's all about sex. That Willy Bobo and that hole that everybody loves to play with. I'm sorry. Sex education, we all learned it in high school. But the thing is, when you get beyond sex and you actually have to talk to a female, you'd be surprised either you find out who she is or you don't. Because
goes both ways. Even though you're trying to find out about the female, sometimes women need to find out about the man.
Men are stupid.
Not all of them.
Men are stupid.
But not
We
all.
are Neanderthals. And reason why I say we're stupid, because once we chase that female and we explode that fun wheel, what happens? We become stupid. I go,
Is that what you do all the time?
no, I don't. I get smart. Anyway, let's move along. Friends. The history of friends also can be a good thing or a bad thing. If you have friends that keep you in the gutter, it's time for you to move on to new friends. I saw a video just before I got on the show. And I don't know if you call this bullying or not, but the way these black children went at this other kid, you wonder why most blacks are alone. Because the simple fact is this. It is hard to find real friends that back you in every situation. I was lucky enough to have good friends in certain situations of my life. And the thing about friends is, what you don't understand is, friends can be great in a time of need, and it can suck when your life is miserable.
Well, you got friends that are your friends and are there for you to listen. And then you got friends out there that they say they're there for you, but they're not. And they get jealous of what you have, so they try to destroy what you have.
Mm.
Or you have ones that support you and are there for you and help you along.
Yeah. So what does history mean to you? What has history done for you? Have you learned anything from your history? And by the way, let me tell you a little tidbit about history. Notice something. Out of all the shootings that has gone on, they haven't talked about this kid yet. All they said he was a teen. That's all they said.
Which kid was this?
In California.
Where
He
you-
shot 6 kids.
That's not good.
And another thing about history, look, the impeachment, this is not Bill Clinton and this is not Richard Nixon. The man said it. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You cannot keep teaching kids about anything about history. Look, if Donald Trump goes down as a president who got impeached, it's part of history. The part of history that we're talking about is this. What are you going to learn from this? You can scream that Donald Trump is your president all day long. That's fine. But the part that we're trying to say is, look, when you make a mistake, do you learn from your history?
Do you learn from your mistakes?
Evidently, he's not learning because he's still flapping his gums. That's his fault. Nobody can blame himself but himself. I don't care how y'all dissect the story, how y'all read it. The bottom line is this. Had he just shut his mouth and not said a word, we wouldn't be talking about this. History. You guys have a great weekend. Play me out there.
I would
You-
say
YHJFF.
Hi, Tanya.
YHJFF.
Happy birthday.
YHJ.
and all the other people that watched on here. Thank y'all for watching.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. No thumbnail. No thumbnail. I care about that thumbnail.
So
Huh? What the hell? What's that?
watch your mouth. Keys on trouble.
Wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
No, no.
Pay attention. It don't matter. You don't need to use it.
We all going to hell. Well,
Are you?
I was told
You
by somebody.
are?
Somebody told me I was
Oh my
going to
gosh.
hell. He said, this is a good place for you. I wonder who that, oh.
How many people do we have? 14 comments, that's for sure.